Supreme Lord, eternal truth, let us obey thee alone and live according to truth. परमोच प्रभु सत्यम नित्यत्वमेव केवलम अनुवर्तामहे सत्यम अनुजीवम केवलम ओं शांति शांति शांति. Namaste, Vande Matram, good morning, welcome all of you. Today, this very bright morning today, we are going to have a spiritual discussion on religion and spiritualism. Very interesting topic. It is not the query of the spiritual people, it is the universal query. Almost every day we face some questions on this topic on religion and spiritualism. So this is the burning topic now. People keep asking what we will do. Even some question was asked to steer up in the number of questions and mother of course, so regarding this religion and spiritualism. Even I can give one example. Some people asked during the Xmas evening back there for the celebration, these churches are beautifully decorated and all. Some people are going this midnight meditation and all. So is it possible for them to go? Mother says it is possible, but thing is that if you are really interested in this religious endeavor, religious formats and all, then what first Sri Aurobindo came and sacrificed his divine life, and he has brought this spiritualism into the picture, of course, into the core of the nature. So if this spiritualism is brought for the betterment of this society, then still we are feeling that we will stay in back, we will go back, we will go work in the bounds, confines of the religion. So there is no necessary. So just when the spiritualism is like a burning sun on the top, and the spiritualism is at the burning at the top, then all these religions, it is something like a reflection in a small pond of this great spiritual sun. So this is the difference, and we don't know what we have to do. Thing is that we will discuss little bit in brief, of course, on this topic. This is the glowing topic, very burning topic on religion and spiritualism. Religion, it means it is a dharma, or dharma means it is adhar, it is just base. Base means, just imagine this earth is a base for us. It is giving shelter on which structures are erected. We are standing, we are sitting, we are playing. So this is the dharma of earth to give the place for us to stand and work. Like this, the dharma of the water is to quench the thirst. This is the dharma. And dharma of this sun, so-called heat, it is giving light and heat to the entire earth. Of course, the entire universe, it is there. So like this is the dharma. But we have taken the dharma in a very narrow, in a very short format, like a religion we have taken it. Like we can take the example, this is something like a Christism, Krishna dharma, Buddha dharma, it is Hindu dharma, it is something like a Buddha dharma, it is so. And after sometimes there was a struggle. We can find the internal struggle that has come to the fore. Even the wars are been fought not only a single or two times. It has been the universal struggle, universal crisis inside the religious manifesto. We can find this Protestant Catholic, we can see Setambar Digambar, we can see Hinjan Mahajan, we can also see Sikh and Sunni. So Sunni, Siha and Sunni, many sects, it is a division afterwards. After these great people who were the pioneers or foreigners or the pathwayers, the guides, after their departure, it has been divided into many pieces. Now itself their situation is also at the stake. So there is a question tag. Now itself here in the courts here, the religion that is not universal can't be eternal. Very interesting thing. So while if you are accepting Gita, if you are following Gita, there is one line, beautiful line on the incarnation, taking incarnation of Krishna. He has narrated in his own lines to while teaching the dharma to Arjuna, of course. He has told that dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Dharma sansthapan, dharma means that base, but we have taken this dharma as the limited sectarian thoughts. It is a fragment of the whole, not the whole, only small fragments. With this we are going with the small, very small things, and with littleness we are confining ourselves rather. So still in the course on religion, each religion has helped mankind. When the world was actually facing turmoil, there was class, there was darkness, there is actually, of course, grayness, all was dark, deep, great darkness. That time some people have been come, some guides, some great men, some great souls have come to rescue the world out of this darkness, out of this inconscience, of course. So they have showed the path, their teachings, their methods, their guidance, everything has been sketched out, everything has been written and rewritten. These are the guides to this entire suffering, struggling world. To some extent it has asked, it has helped the mankind. Each religion during the course has helped the mankind in mortally, physically, of course, really in the track of the religious manner. It has helped to the not to one or two, entire mankind during the then, but actually not fully. The world, the universe is not illumined because it is a sectarian point of view. It is a sect. Some people have been confined. During the next, during the course, all religions have saved a number of souls. Naturally, souls are there. It is there within. So these are the sparks of the absolute, the sparks of the divine. It is there, well defined within us. So number of souls have been saved by the religion. All religions, not only one or two, entire religion have saved a number of souls, but none has yet been able to spiritualize the mankind, because they are confined beyond the boundaries of the confines of the spiritual religion. They have not looked out, they have not gone out. Only with the ego they are clashing, they are confined, they feel this ego is all, this religion is all. So yet to spiritualize the entire mankind. Then during the course, if a religion is not universe, that can't be eternal. And moreover, this religion can never be universal. Everything, they will not accept the single point, single religion. They are having their own thoughts, own processes, own performances, own guidance, own light, own following. So they will never accept, so it can't be eternal. Religion can at best modify only the surface of the nature. So people are staying in the surface, they are not going, they are confined to the miracles, they are going dogmas, they are some sectarian thoughts and all. So naturally and obviously, religions can best modify the surface of the nature. It can never penetrate, it can never transform, it can never change. Only whatever we see, this is only surface nature. How much hatred and stupidity men succeed in picking up the decorously and labeling religion. That is in other terms, if we will analyze this sentence, this religion, it is better confined to the decorously. This it is displayed to us in a decorative manner and a labeling manner. That labeling is a religion, and decorously it is there. Here in the course sheet, how much hatred and stupidity men succeed in picking up decorously and religious labeling religion. There is hatred, there is stupidity, and they are decorating and they are labeling religion. How stupid it is here in the court sheet. Just imagine, old wine, new bottle. People are expressing. This is already we have heard the very good line by mother. Make up us hero warriors we aspire to become, but there is no aspiration there. It is very confined. Past wants to stay on. We don't want to change the past. We are living in the past. Future we don't know whether it is coming or not. Present we are just man has the tendency of denying the present against the past. So past we are worshipping, past we are collecting, but thing is that religion we are forgetting. So Sri Aurobindo, again some popular religion they are there. Couple of religion already we have seen, Hindu, Muslim and Christian, Jain, like this. So these popular religions are a sort of ignorant yoga of devotion. Devotion is there, but it is the ignorant yoga of devotion, Sri Aurobindo quotes. Then Sri Aurobindo another 2-3 lines quotes in very nice manner. Sri Aurobindo quotes here: religion sat on a blood-stained throne. The religion, for religion there have been waged a number of wars. Here this superiority, it is actually its basement, its greatness. So for that there is a struggle, class, some strife, and even murder, even the blood bath is there. We have seen on the streets, on the rivers, everything is there. So religion sat on a blood-stained throne. Then Sri Aurobindo very sarcastically Sri Aurobindo criticized creeds and sects organize living death. People are living, but actually they are death, not confined to the old ideology of the past, of this some dogmas. They are organized living death, death that is living death. So they are dying, but they don't know how it is. Only they are following them some mantra, something, some righteous value or something, but nothing is there. It is everything is empty, only surface appearance. Then third Sri Aurobindo quote said, rational religion dried the heart. You have to do this. What is the religion? You have to follow this way. You have to follow this. You have to move this way. This is the track. This is the life. This is the glory. Everything is confined. So Sri Aurobindo quotes here, a rational religion dried the heart. And then very interestingly, Sri Aurobindo quotes here in another way, in Savitri, of course, he has quoted. Only religion in this bankruptcy. Now religion is bankrupt, of course. Bankrupt. Only religion in this bankruptcy, what it does, presents its dubious riches to our hearts. To our hearts, it presents something, but that is dubious riches. There is nothing certainty, no guarantee. Or presents, then what happens? Science unprovisioned checks on the beyond. Science checks, but actually unprovisioned. And on the beyond, if you can be able to go there, or even if you are going there, reaching there, that the presence is actually questionable. If it is that existence is also, of course, questionable. If it exists at all, nobody knows. So science unprovisioned checks on the beyond. Then after reaching there, what you will do there? But our poverty shall have its revenge there, because living everything you have spent, everything you have disposed of, you have gone there. But thing is that it is unprovisioned. You have reached there, but there is no existence of that bank where these checks can be cleared up. So our poverty shall have its revenge there. Then what happens? Our spirits depart, discarding a futile life. Life has turned futile. So futile, living behind this futile life, our spirit departs. Into where it goes? Into the blank unknown. Our spirits, discarding this futile life, goes into the blank unknown, or with them take death's passport into immortality. So with the spirits, this is the story of the spirit, and this is the story of the, of course, religion. So now after this religion, we will go how this is the unsaved, under the banner of religion, under the cover of religion, everything is unsafe, everything is hazy, confused. So there is no chance of reaching the goal. So here we will take another step. What is the chance? What is the future? What is the help? From where we'll get? That is the answer is actually spiritualism. So spiritualism, when we are talking of spiritualism, one thing we must know of the spirit. Here in the course, the spirit is freedom, the spirit is unity, the spirit is immortality. So this can save us, because it is freedom, unity, and immortality. There is a chance. So the spirit, that is that which is eternal. Mind and matter are the workings. It is coming under them. Spirit is eternal. It is the representative of the soul, rather. So the spiritual life, when we are now religion, then spirit, we are going for spiritual lives. Here in the course, really spiritual life, it starts when we will be in contact with the psychic being. Only when we contact the psychic being, when the psychic being is contacted, it is coming forward, it is coming standing naked, and it is taking the charge of this this journey, spiritual journey, spiritual adventure. When it is guiding, when it is taking care, then only the spiritual life only comes. With the spiritual life, after the spiritual life, this supramental life will start. So we don't know, as long as we are not in contact with the spiritual psychic being that is inside us, behind the depth, in the depth of the core, behind the heart. So nothing possible, we can't move, of course. So truth is the foundation of real spirituality, and courage its soul. So to stick the right path of the spiritualism, truth is the foundation, and the courage of spirituality, and courage its soul. Then Sri Aurobindo speaks of spiritual life is a growth. It is a growth, but not the sudden and inexplicable change. Spiritual life is the flower not of the featureless, but of a conscious and delivered consciousness. So here to stop. Thank you. Vande Mataram.